Our top story tonight, CEO and co-founder of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, was shot and killed while speaking at an event at Utah Valley University today. Kirk made an appearance at the University of Washington last May. Hundreds of people were not able to get in to hear him because it was at capacity. This is video from outside the event where a rally was held. More recently, Kirk spoke at Washington State University this past April. I spoke with a student who is president of College Republicans chapter. He was able to talk to Kirk on stage during that event. We're joined now by Jay Sani, president of College Republicans chapter at WSU and former secretary of the Turning Point USA chapter. Well, first, let me just express my condolences and ask, how are you reacting to this horrific news?
Well, of course. I mean, like a lot of us, we are, shocked, and a lot of us, are also sad and, as well. And, it's just. It's just, bittersweet, for a lot of us, and, we're just trying to figure out what's the next plan of action. From here, I'm talking, with my directors and also my colleagues to figure out what to do. But, yeah, it's just, college politics in general is very dangerous, and and I'll definitely go more into that. But it was a lot of us kind of knew that, like, at some point something bad will happen to you and stuff, and hopefully it wasn't too horrific, but this one was just beyond tragic. Oh my goodness.
Well, you had some time to spend with Charlie when you hosted him at WSU. What is it about him that motivates people of your age to become so politically active?
He may not be, the exact same age as us, but he's younger, and a lot of us college students, we don't. It's really hard to fundraise, especially for political groups, and the fact that he's willing to come all the way across the country, pretty much anywhere around the USA, just to go give talks and speeches is just awesome, right? I say that he resonated with a lot of young people, and I think that's why a lot of people looked up to him, and so I think it's sad that you see they're going to be like, so who's going to be the other Charlie Kirk, and there isn't going to be any. There's only going to be one Charlie Kirk, and that was him.
Both Republicans and Democrats are responding and tweeting that there's no place for political violence. It almost seems like we're returning back to decades ago when political violence was more common. Do you have serious concerns about where our country is headed, given some of these recent attacks, the shooting of President Trump and now the assassination of Charlie Kirk?
Personally, I wish, is that we could go back to a time where it was okay to have a conversation without no repercussion. Nobody wants to talk to you today. In fact, I would argue is that college campuses, and really, you see any new event where you have a large group of people, especially people, my age, nobody wants to talk to you. So it becomes, very, very, depressing. And, unfortunately, a lot of people also think that, controlling others is a form of freedom. And that's just something that we have a ton to go up against, and that's why I applaud any member who wants to work with me, because this will not be a very easy feat.
What is Charlie's legacy going to be?
Charlie's legacy is going to be is that he was that the one young person that was willing to go out of his way and make conversations with people. Before Charlie, college chapters around the country, they had to fundraise to bring speakers. When he came, you didn't really have to fundraise because it was hard to fundraise because because fundraising for a political group is just tough. He came out and he would always talk to people. His legacy was that he was a strong freedom of speech defender, and that, to me, I have a lot of respect for, because you see the fact that he was willing to take time out of his day, in fact, go around and really, you see, motivate students to hang in there, get through college, and or most importantly, have the beautiful discussion of dialogue.
Yeah, he was all about it. He didn't care what your opinion was. He wanted to debate it. He wanted to talk things out, which is why Absolutely. This is so horrific that he was shot and killed at an event like that. Thank you so much, 100%. Jay Sani. We appreciate it. Our thoughts are with you and all the members of Turning Point. We look forward to speaking with you in the days ahead.
Thank you.
Meantime, President Trump is ordering that all flags be flown at half-staff in memory of Charlie Kirk throughout the U.S. This order will stay in effect until Sunday evening.